Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden in plain sight within company filings. Today, we're diving into Alliance Resource Partners, LP's latest report, and let's just say it involves some interesting related party dealings. Stick around because we're about to break down what it all means for you. Before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We bring you these detailed breakdowns so you don't have to sift through all the jargon. And if you want to chat more about these filings and connect with other finance enthusiasts, our Discord community link is in the description below. So the main event here is an agreement that Alliance Resource Partners, or RLP as it is more commonly known, entered into on the 10th of October 2025. It is a big deal, a material definitive agreement, and it involves one of their own subsidiaries, Kia Services LLC, making a deal with a company called Saminco Solutions LLC. This agreement is called a Master Supply and Services Agreement. Think of it like a big umbrella contract that allows Kia Services, the customer, to buy things and get services from Saminco Solutions, the supplier. What kind of things? Well, they can buy traction drives, motors, batteries, electrical systems, and other equipment and parts. They can also get services like repairing and refurbishing these products. It is important to note that TR Services doesn't have to buy anything. They have the right to, but not the obligation. The price for these products and services will be laid out in specific purchase orders. If it is not mentioned, the services will be billed at Saminco's standard hourly labor rate, the same rate they offer to all their other customers. A key point here is that the prices for CR services should be just as good as what other similar customers pay for similar products or services. This is meant to ensure fairness, but as we LLC later, fairness can be a bit more complicated when related parties are involved. This master supply agreement is set for an initial term of 5 years. After that, it automatically renews for 1-year periods unless someone decides to end it at least 30 days before the current term is up. Either party can also terminate the agreement anytime without a specific reason, just by giving at least 90 days. Notice the customer, Kia Services, can also cancel any specific product or service order if the supplier, Saminco, isn't holding up their end of the deal. The agreement also covers all the usual stuff you'd expect in these kinds of contracts like warranties, how to handle accepted or rejected products, limits on how much someone can be held responsible for, and what happens in case of unexpected events, or if one party needs to cover the other for certain issues. Now, the filing states that this description is not the whole story, and you should refer to the actual master supply agreement for all the details. It is filed as an exhibit, which is basically an attachment to this report. Here is where it gets really interesting, and it's flagged as a related party transaction. The supplier, Saminco Solutions LLC, is connected to Joseph W. Kraft III. Now, Mr. Kraft plays a pretty big role at RLP. He controls Alliance Resource Management GP LLC, which is the main general partner of RLP. He also personally owns about 14.6% of the common units in RLP, and he is the Chief Executive Officer, President, and Chairman of the board. So, Arkansas LP and its companies have been working with a company called Saminco Inc. for a long time. Recently, this company sold most of its assets to Saminco Solutions LLC. Because of this change, Kia Services, which is a subsidiary of RLP, ended up making this agreement with Saminco Solutions. And since Mr. Kraft is linked to Saminco Solutions, this agreement is considered a related party transaction. This means the deal is between entities where one party has significant influence or control over the other. To make sure this was handled properly, the terms of this master supply agreement were unanimously approved by a special group within the board of directors called the Conflicts Committee. This committee is made up solely of independent directors, meaning they don't have a personal stake in the deal that might create a conflict of interest. This is a standard way for companies to show they are trying to be fair and transparent when making deals with related parties. This Master Supply and Services Agreement is the central piece of today's filing. It really boils down to a subsidiary of ARLP, entering into a significant supply and services deal with a company that has ties to a major executive and shareholder, Mr. Kraft. The rationale here appears to be a continuation of a long-standing business relationship that has simply transitioned to a new entity due to an asset sale. The key is that they're positioning this as a fair deal, approved by independent directors, and with terms designed to be no less favorable than those offered to other customers. We will have to see how this plays out financially. And finally, as with all these filings, there is the interactive data file, which makes it easier for computers to read and analyze the information. Now, looking at these developments, Alliance Resource Partners is navigating a common corporate situation, managing relationships that involve both business interests and key individuals. The fact that they have an existing relationship with a predecessor company and that the new agreement was approved by an independent committee suggests a structured approach to handling these related party transactions. However, the true test will be in the actual pricing and service levels, and whether they indeed remain as favourable as those offered to arm's length customers. The company's strategy here seems to be about maintaining operational continuity and supplier relationships, even as the corporate structure of their suppliers evolves. This is a common business practice, but it always warrants a closer look to ensure no corners are being cut or that undisclosed benefits are not being passed on. So, what is the takeaway? Alliance Resource Partners is continuing to secure its supply chain with a crucial agreement that, while involving a related party, has gone through a process of independent approval. For investors and observers, it's a signal of ongoing business operations and a commitment to transparency in handling such transactions. We will be watching closely to see how this agreement impacts ARLP's operational costs and its overall financial performance in future reports. Alright, that is our breakdown of Alliance Resource Partners, LP's latest filing. What is your take on these related party deals and your thoughts on ARLP's strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.